Let's see. Go live. All right, looks like we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our regular Tuesday stream here. And it is a Dark Slayer event. One of my favorite affinities and also Slayers in general is what I prefer right now. So I'm pretty excited about this. And I just wanted to say hi to everybody who are joining us here. We got Chris and Astrid and Chris. And we're already getting people asking me to please do a little bit better job with our polls. Please have better luck. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. All right. So before we get too far, let's go ahead and kick off our Let's go ahead and kick it off, right? Let's go ahead and kick off our giveaway. So we can go ahead and complete this, and let's get it started so that we don't have to wait too long. And so I'm gonna. As as usual, if you're just joining in here, just go ahead and type in your, just type in exclamation mark and then raffle, and then you'll be able to join the raffle here. For anybody who's new, who may not know what raffles are for, it is a way for you to, get a little bit of a swag. And so I'll be doing I'll be selecting a winner at the end of this, and then we will I'll reach out to you and then hope you guys win. Okay, so welcome to everybody for joining, and seeing some new names here as well. So thank you for joining. And as usual, the text is not quite showing up here, so I guess it's gonna take a little bit of time for it to catch up. But anyways, let's go ahead and while people are entering the raffle right now, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the vault. All right, we'll take a look at the cards, we'll take a look at the event, and we will see what we'll see what this is like, and also whether or not the deck itself is quite worth the investment, and also what we should expect from this particular event. I'm not seeing any news feed that necessarily says a whole lot of changes is taking place, aside from mercenary bosses that might be coming back. So we'll see. Not sure. Okay, so let's see. Maria Hobbs, you love the artwork. Oh man, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to change the banner. There you go. And so yeah, so basically, let's go ahead and adjust this a little bit as well. There you go. And so let's take a look, right? So we'll start with the ultimate form here. So Usurpers of Fortune. It's a noble killer deck, and it looks an awful lot like the queen from the Rainy Monarch. So I will show that a little bit as well. So the art is actually quite interesting, but it is very similar to the last dark noble Slayer heroes that we have as well. So it's interesting. Angel 111, you got oh no, you got bad pulls on your vault. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so here's the Usurpers of Fortune. And if you just take a look at the skills, it seems pretty self-explanatory, right? So it creates 3 Power Gem 3s, and then it gets, you can create 1 more for every 150 noble intensity. So they've sort of dropped it down, but they're still unwilling to keep it at 100. So they sort of, made it 150. So it's better than 200, but it's just dropped down to 150 now. And it also increases noble killer attack by 100% for a turn. And for every 30 noble killer intensity, it goes up by 1 more. Okay, so this is an attack boost rather than a damage boost. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys something that I did a while ago. I just haven't done it in a while. So I'm going to bring it back again and show you what I did to sort of help you understand what the damage is like. Man, I don't know what's going on with this chat thing, right? Like, why is it acting up like this? I don't know what's going on. It's not showing anything that I wanted to show, right? So let's go ahead and say done. I don't know. Maybe what I need to do is I need to type in here. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll type hello. I wonder if I type in, if it's going to make the show, because right now it's not showing up anything, and that makes me a little sad. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this, right? So basically this deck here will have attack boost, and attack boost is a little bit different than damage boost. So damage boost is definitely a lot bigger, whereas attack boost happens before all of the damage calculations is done. So I'll show you what that's like. And then what this also does is it gives you an additional power gem, two power gem 4s, if you have some sort of buff, whether you're getting a damage boost, or if you're getting a damage boost by a passive or battle skill, or if let's see, whether you let's start this again. Whether your attack or damage is increased by either a active battle skill or a passive skill, you're going to create 2 power gem 4s. What this doesn't say is whether this stacks. So I would imagine that it doesn't sound like it does, right? So the question is whether you're just going to get 2 flat power gem 4s, or if you get 1 for every battle skill that gets activated. I guess if it's battle skill, then no, I think what this is at the time that you activate your battle skill, if this card is already boosted, then it would just create 2 additional power gem 4s. I don't think it creates more. So total, you're getting like 5 power gems, and then 1 additional one for every 150 intensity. Okay, and you also get a damage boost. You get damage boost also based on noble kill intensity. So your intensity now is going to help you in both your gem creation and also your attack boost. And yeah, so you also get a 10% damage reduction. They use the word resist. I think it's the same thing as the. So I'm not sure if the word resist is the same thing as reduction, but basically you're going to get 10% less damage. that's basically what I could say. Okay, so let's take a look here. That was the ultimate form, and it's kind of basic. Right? It's really just a standard card that creates power gems and will create more if you have higher intensity, and gives you a damage boost. So it's a good deck for long term, but is it a good deck for Slayer? I would say that just take a look at the total number of power gems. It's going to feel like there's not a lot. Okay, so we have five power gems from the ultimate form. And then the Master Collection card does the same thing. It gives you 3 Power Gem 3s and an additional for every 150 Noble Intensity. And then it also gives you the same attack boost. So Master Collection card and the Ultimate Form have exactly the same attack boost increase. And it doesn't have the passive, because the passive for the damage reduction is coming from the ultra rare card. So far we've got 3 plus 5. So far we got 8 power gems with an ultimate form and a Master Collection card. And now we take a look at the ultra rare card, which is Princess of Pain. This is the one that looks a little bit like the forget the name of the queen, but we'll take a look later, right? And this one will create 4 power gem 4s. And this one doesn't create anymore. So this one only creates 4 power gem 4, so it doesn't increase based on intensity, but will create 2 additional ones if you have a boost of some sort. Okay, and it doesn't specify which battle skill, so this theoretically could be used by any other card. So you can have a damage boost from any other card, and you'll still have this kick in, and so you get a total of 6. So far we've got 8 plus 3, right? So 5 plus 3, that's 8 from the Master Collection card, and the Ultimate Form Master Collection card, that's 8 so far, and then 12, 16, 14. So we have 14 power gems with a basic team so far. So not a whole ton, and you're gonna have to figure out like other cards that are going to get you the additional power gems as well. All right, so again, the chat is not doing what I want it to, and it's using a weird color, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop it out so I can read the words here. All right, so let's see if my polls finally get lucky. I hope your luck will change as well. Yeah, so unfortunately there are definitely people out there that have same kind of luck as I do, but I hope yours turns around. I honestly, personally, I have a deck set up already, so I am kind of set. I'm not too worried about it, but I am excited about this card. So this is the card, the Militant Maven. If you get this card from the collection, I would recommend, if you don't already have it, I would recommend using your Proving Ground token to then get the Bio Blitzer so that you can get the Freedom Fighters deck. Because it is such a great card. It is such a great card to use, and you can use it in this deck as well. So I would definitely recommend that. Okay, so oh man, there's so many people saying hi there. I just want to say hi to everybody, and yeah. So of all the collection cards, this is the one that I think is the best. And then I took a look at their event card. Okay, so the event card is Gan, Cold-Hearted Chancellor. This card is not terrible. Okay. Instead of Power Gem 1s, it creates 3 Power Gem 2s, and it increases your Noble Killer attack by 100%. So it gives you attack boost, and it gives you a little bit of a Power Gem, but overall, this deck lacks a little bit of that Power Gem spawning ability until a little bit later. So you need to wait, you basically need to wait you either get multiple cards or you add some other cards in here. If you're going to use this deck, you could use Hell, you could use Soul Reaper, you could use... there's a variety of other options to get you more gems. So this particular this particular deck on its own, not being able to create a ton of Power Gems is not too big of an issue. It's just that you have to add other cards to it. Okay, so let's see. I think there was questions on the previous. So if you guys also noticed too, there is no more tower, so they've reset. The expedition now is only 1 day as opposed to 2 days. So if you notice, there is no more towers to go through, and so then this way you don't use up your allies for upcoming commander events. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the deck here. Let's go ahead and open 3 tiers. That's again as all I could afford, but I'm more interested in the coins. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up 3, and we'll see. Like I told you, like I already have a deck built as well, so we'll take a look at what options there are as well. But as always, keeping my fingers crossed, we'll see if we get something better. And hey, we get a we got. I got a gold card. I got an extra relic. So that's good. I know I need to have a little thing that actually gives me a fireworks. So, I got a gold card on tier 1, so that's good. I am going to take that, and I'm going to say thank you very much. I do appreciate that. So it's better than nothing, right? My tier 1 pull was a gold card, and I managed to get a relic, so can't be too upset about it, I guess. Oh, I didn't talk about the support card, and so I got 2 support cards this time. Well, I'm getting extra stuff. I'm getting extra stuff, so that's pretty good, right? So I got 2 support cards this time. Can I actually take a look here? Yeah, so here, support card, it gives me 8 gem creations and it heals. And you can heal more based on your attack buff. So this card theoretically could heal you fully. And I got an ultra rare card, Bestiarius. A really good card back in the day. So I guess I can't really complain. And we'll go to tier 3. And let's see what we get. So I get another relic for sure, right? So I'll have at least two relics for the event. That's going to boost my noble killers. And so let's see. So we got Frostheart, Vulcan, got a pristine Targa. Okay. And there is my second relic. And I think that's all. Okay. I think my luck is turning, right? I think I am on the right path. So if we continue down this path, maybe in the next couple of events, I'll be able to pull either a Master Collection card or an Ultra Rare. And I'm not going to be able to buy more. And I've sort of made this choice at this point where I'm simply not going to buy any more gems. So whatever I can earn from my event, that's what I will use. I'll continue to open. But I am also going to not buy any more gems at this point until I just don't see the need. So I'm just gonna use what I have, and hey, it took about 9 weeks, but I got an extra relic, so that's good. Anyway, so let's take a look at the cards I can use. All right, so while I was looking at this, I was sort of building up a team, and the reason why I said that you should consider getting the Freedom Fighters deck is because I'm also using it. It's an extremely useful deck. It also is really good if you have Unbowed Royalty. So Unbowed Royalty is the older Noble Killer Slayer card that I will be using to give myself at least 400% damage output. And so what this can do is this will give my team a 400% damage boost, and then I will be able to use the Freedom Fighters to attack. Now, one thing I was thinking about is I might need to use the combination of Draconis Scoundrels and Enriched Banner to give me a damage boost. And I originally considered using the Militant Maven in the team just because it also has 13 times Slayer bonus. But I might do a little bit better if I were to switch it out for this card. So if I were to switch out for a Dark Immortal Killer card, if I were to switch this out for my the Dark Golem's ultra rare card, High Performance Unit Area, then at least if there's a boss that will allow me to hit after 3 turns, this card is going to give me an additional 2,500% attack boost, which is going to be applied to my Freedom Fighters, and then I'll be able to do a nuke on top of that. Okay, and so this is something that I think would be useful, and if this is probably what I'm going to use, and I do have 2 support cards, so I will try and incorporate a way for them to be included as well, because that does get me something for the trophies for the seasonal rewards. But here's something else that I wanted to show you. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch this out, and I'm gonna also have to. Oh, here you go. So this is working. Okay. So let me see. Let's go ahead and hide this. And I think the chat probably is okay for now. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. I'm not sure if you can see it. Maybe what I'll do is I will make this a little bit bigger. And I can move myself. Just shrink myself a little bit. Yeah, I might as well just make this big. All right, so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys this damage calculator, and this is what I did, a while ago. Okay, and oh man, okay, let's try this again. It just went away. Let's try this again. Okay, and where did it go? Is it because I... okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. So basically, what you're looking at here is I've already entered the damage, the attack amounts for each of these cards. Okay, and so the card number 1 here is the ultimate form, and the card number 2 is the ultra rare card, master collection card. Here's the event card, and here's the support card. Okay, and so let's say you have the ultimate form right now. We have the killer skill at 900%. Okay, it's a Slayer deck, and let's say that we have also are using a 3-key attack, and you manage to get a full board of Power Gem Force. Okay, so this is the best case scenario for how much damage you can deal with this team. Full board, 35 gems, 35 Power Gem Force. And I just kind of randomly said, and you have like 5,000 for your relic attack, okay? And based on this, and here's the multipliers, multiplier 15 Slayer, it's empowered at X, etc., etc., etc. When you do this match, you should expect your card to deal 3 trillion, like your ultimate form will deal 3 trillion, 3 trillion damage. And if you apply attack increase, so one thing I wanted to show is how to figure out whether the attack increase is a good thing or bad, like, how good it really is. So the first time you activate the skill, it's going to give you a 100% attack increase. Okay, so this is the attack increase. So you see that by having one card giving you attack increase, you've gone up to 4.9 trillion. Now, you're obviously going to be using both ultra rare and the ultimate form and also the master collection card. So that's at least 200% attack increase. And now your attack is up to 6.8. Okay, 6.8 trillion compared to the original 3.05 trillion. So it about doubles when you hit the 200% attack increase mark. And if you're using the event card, that gives you an additional 100%. So a total of 300% increase. Now you should expect your ultimate form to deal about 8.7 trillion, followed by about close to 7 trillion for your master collection card and your ultra rare card, and then 4.5 for the event card, and then 3 trillion for your support card. So total about 27, 28 trillion or so per attack if you use the full increase. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to showcase here to help you sort of understand how this works. Now, this calculator is on the it's on the website. So what I could do is I could show you, and let's see, I guess when I hide it, I hid it for everything, huh? Oh man, what happened? Hold on a second, guys. My game. Okay. Let me try and figure out what's going on here. I don't know why it's not displaying. This is what I get for trying something different live. It just went away. Don't know why. This is not good. Okay, so what did I do to make it disappear like that? Did I move it somewhere? No, it's just not showing, period. Okay, so let me see if this works if I just unplug and replug it back in. So relics, it doesn't matter if the relics are in the same order or not. Oh my gosh, like I don't know what's happening here. Like my thing is just not showing at this point. So it went away after I switched this, and then when I came back, this is gone. Oh my god, this is like the worst thing ever. Unplug and replug. I mean, I could always just like say, just kind of, I could always, I guess at this point I'm done anyway, so I'm just gonna chat for a little bit, and I could just end the stream a little bit early as well. So basically, I showed you the team. Okay, it is, for me, I'm using the Reigning Monarch, and I am using the team that has the Freedom Fighters and also the Draconic Scoundrels. That is what I'm using, and you could choose to use the other cards that give you more power gems, but then if you're using a Generation 2 card, then it's not going to deal as much damage. But there are other options, and I would have loved to show you those options, except my app crap, like it just kind of just didn't work on me, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here now. Something happened. Okay, so that's not going to work there. If I can't just turn this off. Like, yeah, I'm running into some bugs right here, and I do really apologize for this issue that's cropping up. Normally I don't have problems here, but I guess the problem happened when I clicked something and something went off. Because when I was here, oh, you know what I did? I okay, when I was here, I made this go away, and I guess that was the problem. Yeah, that was my mistake. So I'm gonna have to fix it a little bit later. So, anyways, I'm not gonna be able to fix it at this point. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fix it at this point. So it's going to be just me talking. Okay. And anyways, so whether or not I believe this deck is worth getting, based on what I'm seeing, I think that the deck seems like it could be powerful enough to be able to take out the boss. Okay. Especially if you have the 300%, because you should be able to get at least 2 to 300% attack boost, and that is going to give you enough of a damage boost to be able to do enough damage, because that's about like it's about like double the amount of damage as normal, and about 1.5 times if you get another 100% increase. And keep in mind that as the intensity goes up, it's just going to increase, right? So the very first time you activate, in fact, it's going to be a slightly higher than 200% that I showed. It's going to be closer to somewhere around, depending on your intensity count, probably around like 203, 204, or something like that. And then as you keep increasing your intensity, then it's going to go up. As you get into the thousands, it's definitely going to be much, much more significant. So if you're up against like a really big boss, I think that this deck could work. Okay. As far as like a quick deck goes, this deck as a turn 1, turn 2 deck is going to be hard to get the maximum damage unless you can fill in with something else. And if I were able to show you the card, then you would have seen the cards I'm showing you. So I'm just going to talk about it. Okay. So in fact, what I can do is I could probably type it up. Oh, this is so ghetto. All right. So here is the text, and I'm going to and it still had the old text from before. So the cards that I recommend are definitely the Freedom Fighters. So this is one card that I would recommend. Another one would be Glorious Golems. If you are not Glorious Golems, but it would be a high performance. High performance area. And another card would be a really good card that you could always use would be the Draconic Scoundrels. Right, and any other cards that go with it. Hell is a good card. Let's see, we got Soul Reaper is a good card. All right, so these are all cards that can help you fill up the power gems as well. And I'm just taking a look at some of the other options also right now. Not just Immortal, but basically just dark cards in general. And I mean, like, you could also consider using... Oh, and of course, the Rainy Monarchs is a card that you'll want to use as well as an option. Can I not type anymore? Hello? Oh my gosh, this is just like so many problems. Text here, text here. Another one that I was just thinking, like I said, is a Rainy Monarch. Right, because Rainy Monarchs gives you the damage, it gives you the Noble Killer bonus. And some of the other cards I'm looking at would be also so there's also one for, what is it, what is it called? And well, Truth and Consequence is a commander card, so I'm not really, I don't really want to recommend a commander card in a Slayer deck. So let's take a look at the other Slayer decks that would be good as well. Anybody who has like the Prince Permafrost deck, I don't have that one. Like, that's also like an option as well. And like, this is one where, like, I don't know if, I mean, you could, if you had Spirits United, you could probably use that because it also helps you create helps you create power gems also. So like there are a lot of options, and since I'm flopping in this particular stream with showing you the cards, I can't believe that nothing is showing up. Then what I will do is I will just come up with a follow-up video with like some of the options that I do have I'm using. Oh, so thank you so much. Unfortunately, today was a bad day for me for the streams, but hopefully it's helpful. So these are some of the cards that I recommend that you take a look at and try and use. So I think that if you got some Militant Maven, you should also consider using it. So like if you already have, if you have Freedom Fighters, right? Militant Maven just because it's times 13. Freedom Fighter because of the nuke ability. Okay. High Performance Area because it boosts 25%. Okay. So like these are some of the reasons why, and I recommend them. Draconic Scoundrels, like these are older cards, but these are also really good. These are also really good options. And so if you like Dark Slayers, I think that this deck is what I would consider to be a deck that has potential. The reason I say it is because this is the type of deck that what it will do is it will always work. Like you will always be able to count on it to give you power gems, and you can always count on it to give you attack boost. And any other cards that you throw at it that gives you an attack boost or a damage boost or something like that also gives you additional power gems. So like, it does work. It's not as gimmicky to say like, oh, it's a card that only works with its own deck. So I think that it's, I think it's decent. It's not terrible. It's not something that is going to get you out of the gate, like, swinging, I would say, so to speak. But I think that in terms of competing, if you can get yourself a good power gen spawner along with the team, then you should be able to compete really well in a turn 2 scenario. Okay, so House of Hain, fingers crossed for you for this time on the draw. So I actually did okay. I managed to get 2 support cards in 3 tiers and 1 extra relic. So I guess, not too bad. So I think let's take a look here. I think now the timer is up. And so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick the winner for our... I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner for our giveaway. And it is Eric Briscoe. So Eric Briscoe, congratulations for winning the giveaway here. Reach out to me on the network app afterwards, and I will get your information so I can get the gift sent out to you. Okay, and just want to see if there's any other questions out there that I might not have answered. So unfortunately, I missed a lot of chatter just because I was distracted. But if there's any other questions that you have, please feel free. If I have answered it, please feel free to answer it. And I think I'm just seeing the chat there. There was a question about like Toxin, and so I guess I guess one thing I didn't pay attention to is whether or not this deck, the bosses will impact Toxin. And so if you do have, if there is Toxin, then it is going to block Area, because Area also heals, right? Yeah, so Toxin is going to be dispelled by the Master Collection card and the event card. So if you have one of those two, then you can put in there, and I would say just put in any other cards that dispel Toxin. And the cards that are Dark Slayers that dispel Toxin, there is only one card I see, and that is Airless Demon. Okay, so there's not a lot of options for cards that dispel Toxin, and so it's not going to work for a boss that has that. So if you can equip one of those 2 cards to give you the dispel, then that will work well. If not, you can also use, there are other cards that can cleanse. So you can also consider using that. So something like a so the card that cleanses, for example, is Spirits United. Spirits United also passively cleanses, so that's something that could be used as well. So you just have to time it a little bit. So it's, in other words, it's going to be annoying when you encounter a toxin, and in that situation it might be better to just not use the high performance unit area. So you forego a little bit of the damage boost and just put in, I would say, like, another card like Militant Maven, for example, or maybe Bio Blitzer, like just give you the additional damage boost. And so yeah, so like, if you don't have to deal with toxin, then you can put that card in. If you do need to deal with toxin and you don't have a card to dispel it, then I would say then I wouldn't worry about it. But if you have the deck, if you got this event deck, let's say you have the basic one, if you have a basic Ultimate Form, Master Collection card, and the Ultra Rare card, let's say you have those three, I would recommend putting in, I still would recommend putting in the Freedom Fighters in there, just because you get the extra nuke, right? So imagine that you get the 900% damage boost on your, on your Freedom Fighters, plus you get another 5 times damage boost from the card as a nuke afterwards. I think that is going to work well. And I guess there's probably cards that are Wardens that could help, right? Probably some recent Wardens could help with that. Callous Lord Ivan heals. I think what you said is Rampaging Hellspawn. So I think I got rid of that card. So if you have cards that dispel, then you can also use that as option. Like, there are other cards in there. I think I'll have to take a look in my Codex, and we'll take a look at the Codex for any dark cards that dispel, that counters toxins. So like, I don't have them in my inventory right now, but there are definitely some. Crystal Phoenix. Crystal Phoenix also dispels toxin. So Crystal Phoenix is available in the dungeon store, in the dust shop. You get free revive, and you get two Power Gem Force, and it dispels toxin, which is nice. Some of the other cards, Baron Samedi, like there are other cards, Undying Yagami, and there are still cards, and if there are Wardens, then they're guaranteed dispel. Mondo Nihil, the Mouse King. There are a lot of options that actually dispel toxin. Like, you have also Eris, the Slayer, the Dragoon card. So there are definitely options. It's just that a matter of, like, whether or not they work with you in the deck. I think out of all of these, I do like the idea of using the Crystal Phoenix more here, just because you also get some Slayer bonus and you get revive. Or if you have like a 6-star Airless Demon, then, or Airless Angel, or if you have like the combined card, they all dispel toxin, and so they I think they all work. So anyways, am I going to go live stream again? I will have to see for this week whether I will stream or if I'm just going to create a video for afterwards. It'll depend on the amount of time I have. But I do feel bad about the situation here where my I don't know what happened. My game is not showing. So yeah, so the options that I listed here, they all dispel. I think, just take a look at the Codex if you have them, use them, and hopefully you can pick one of them for your uses here. So anyways, that's going to be, I think, what I wanted to cover. Mainly, like, I'll reiterate again just before I finish. The deck is decent. The artwork looks pretty cool. It is a decent deck. I think it has longevity just because, like, it's not too gimmicky. It doesn't depend on a whole bunch of conditions. It's just, you get what you get exactly what you expect. It's not quite as powerful as some of the other decks that we've seen, but I think that it's a deck that, if you have it, and if you feel like you really don't have any other option for a Dark Slayer deck, you might consider crafting it. I generally like to try and hold off a little bit until I know that it's a must-have deck. To me, this is not a must-have, but that's because I have an option. I have options here, so it's not a must-have for me. If you don't have a Dark Slayer deck at all that you can go with, I would still recommend wait until tomorrow, wait until the event starts, and if you get Militant Maven and you don't have the Freedom Fighters deck, get that, because that's going to help you out with your team a lot. And if you have the high performance area, then you can combine that so that even if you don't have the greatest options, that is still going to give you a really good it's still going to give you a really good damage output, even if you don't have the killer skill. So I would just hold off on using your coins today, wait until at least tomorrow, decide what you want to do. And yes, so you, and what I'm saying is the Bio Blitzer is available. So if you pull Maven from the collection, from the reward collection, because it's a collection hero, then you could, you can get yourself a freedom fighter for sure. I might even get myself another pink start for my freedom fighter if I pull the Militant Maven myself. Okay. So Glorious Golems on its own, I mean, it's a decent gent spawner, but it's, I think it's okay. It is an immortal card, but you're losing a lot of damage at that point. So try different options. Main thing is to fill yourself up with the power gems so that you could do more damage. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna cut it short here without being able to show the game here. It's unfortunate. So anyways, thank you for sticking with me and for the great conversations here. Hopefully this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions as usual. And I am on the network chat app. Join my channel, which is TBone LGOH chat. A lot of great people there that help answer questions also. Okay, and I guess before I go, there's a question on the activation order of event deck. Honestly, this deck doesn't have any particular activation order. It's just activate everything, because I don't think there's really anything that is too dependent, except like, well, I guess there is. The one that gives you additional power gems is going to be Ultimate Form and the Ultra Rare, so you want to activate that later. So if you have a card that gives you a damage boost by passive ability, then I would do that. But let me take a quick look, because I think the Ultimate Form has a passive ability. The enemy attacks while this hero's attack damage is increased, but this increases right. So here's the thing, right? The Ultimate Form gives you attack boost already, so I would just say Ultimate Form first and everything else afterwards. Marlon, still on your shirt? Well, hopefully you get lucky in the next stream. All right, that is going to be it for me. So again, deck is okay. Activate your Ultimate Form first before anything else, and have fun. Wait until tomorrow before you decide to do anything with your coins. That's what I'm going to leave with. All right, have a good night. It's been great. Thank you very much. Take care.